Welcome back to the Minor League Esports presented by APM Music. One final series for this lovely Saturday evening. It's just about 10 o'clock here on the East Coast, and we have even more Rocket League to get through. It's the Champ League Pirates versus the Bears. I'm your host here, Hunted, and joining me in the broadcasting booth. Said it right this time, Lars. Broadcasting booth. It is Lars Newt. And we just watched an exciting series in the Academy League. We're going to move to Champ League here. Bring us into this one.
Well, we've got the Pirates and Bears, like you said. Representing the Bears, we've got Fearless and Jackson RL. And on the Pirates side, we've got Smitty Cena and Cray 2K. The Pirates have actually played their doubleheader already. They are 2 series wins with a 6-4 record versus the Bears coming off an 0-5 in week 1. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Bears, like we said in the last game, really need a win in week 2 here to set their season up right.
Yeah, the 0-5 loss in week 1, not the way you want to get things started, but an opportunity now to try to battle back against a Pirates team who has, been on the opposite spectrum. You mentioned it, 2-0 to start. They're looking to move to 3-0. And it's Pirates and Bears. Kicked off here, game number 1 of this best of 5. Again, I think this is going to be an important early game here for the Bears as Fearless is going to turn on this one. In the blue are the Bears, in the white, the Pirates. This early game 1 really going to set the tone, and the Bears need to be the team that does so, Lars.
Yeah, the game 1 is kind of an interesting session because it's a period where teams are trying to kind of feel each other out and figure out what they need to take an advantage here. But you'd only got 5 minutes to figure out what you need to do and be able to take the win, which, again, as you said, the Bears really need here.
Well, there's a good opportunity for the Pirates. It's going to bounce out in front. Will be Fearless to pop it up. Jackson is there. Back down into the Pirates' corner. And an interesting stat that I always love to see in the MLE as, hold on a second, Jackson will score the first of the game, and there's the Bears off to that quick lead.
But we're getting through that feeling each other out period. That is a little bit of back and forth. Both teams showing a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense, but Bears strike first with some good pressure as the Pirates scramble in front of the net, not able to settle a good defensive rotation.
1-0 lead here for the Bears, but just to finish the point, it's interesting. We've got a lobby, and never mind, we're tied up at 1 here with the Pirates. But, it is quite interesting. In the lobby, you can tell here, Lars, 3 of the players on console, only the one in Smitty on PC. And, it doesn't really mean too much, but it is interesting in a league like MLE to see that. You don't see that across Rocket League too often, as it will be the Bears right off the kickoff. My goodness, they can't stop the scoring. 2-1 here for the Bears.
Wow, we are just over a minute in and already 3 goals on this series. It looks like we are in for a time as Jackson just gets to the ball first and the Pirates out of position, no one back to make the save.
2-1 now. Good start for the Bears. We'll see if they can extend the lead as Jackson and Smitty come together. It'll be Jackson to walk away with it. Here comes Fearless, bouncing towards, and that'll be saved away. Solid opportunity for the Pirates, going to clear that one away, and now back on into the Bears zone. Great shot, he scores, tied up at 2.
Cray 2K, good control. This is what happens when you give players space. Fearless just giving way too much time for Cray 2K, allowing him to set up the shot he wants. Cray, no discredit. What a great top corner pick.
That'll make it 2-2. 3:27 to go here in game 1. Cray on the board. Both goals for the Pirates. Jackson with both for the Bears. Now looking for that hat trick, and we can find the double touch. Can't quite. Cray has an opportunity. That one just a bit wide. Fearless got there in time. But it will stay away. 3 minutes left on the clock. Jackson going to rotate forward out of the corner, looking for the passing play. And again, over the head of Fearless. He's got a hustle. Can he get there in time? Yet just in the nick of time. Will save it away. Smitty towards the cage. The Pirates looking for this lead. They've had a couple of chances, but Fearless has gotten back. Good pass, great shot, score. Finally, the Pirates will capitalize, and it's 3-2.
That is so difficult to defend from the Bears side. Jackson by himself and the 2v1, they're able to pass, take a shot, whatever it is. Honestly, I'd be a little disappointed had that not ended back in the net.
A beautiful play, as you mentioned there, from the Pirates. Pushing them out in front here. Game one, Smitty, shot, score. Second of the game for Smitty. Back-to-back goals, and the Pirates extend their lead.
The Bears just panicking on defense that time. The committed midfield trying to race in and take the ball away. And then again back in front of the net, though less options there as you have to get up and try to make a save. But the Pirates able to just sneak that one home.
Here comes Craig trying to extend the Pirates' lead. That'll pinch up high. Jackson, quick play. Back wall down to Fearless. That one's just a bit high as well. As Craig will make the stop. Solid defense there from the Pirates. Now rotating around, Jackson throws it out in mid. Fearless not able to get to that one. He'll play out of his own corner. Maybe a bit of a giveaway. Can Craig get there? No, he's going to turn off. Smart decision there. Keeps the ball moving. Jackson now back to the midfield line. Opening opportunity. Got to get underneath of it. This is just a bit high. And the Bears can't capitalize on the transition play. Pirates just trying to hold on to this 2-goal lead for the next minute 45, and they'll walk away with game one.
You talked about the transition play, and that's a lot of what we've seen here. No team has done a really great job maintaining offensive pressure. It's been a lot of back and forth, and I think the team that's going to walk away with this series is going to be the team that first figures out how to maintain a consistent attack without opening up the back end.
This was looking to put that on goal, and is worth mentioning with the Pirates' 2-0 start in week one. This combo, as Fearless has to make the save, Smitty will score. Make that a 5-2 lead. But this combo of Cray and Smitty have already given the Pirates a win. They 3-2'd the Rhinos earlier on, and now they're looking to start off strong here against the Bears.
We saw some light out of the Bears right off the bat, and maybe thinking, hey, this is not the 0-5 team that we saw earlier, as Fearless makes a great save across the net coming off that wall, opening up an opportunity for Jackson, but not able to get it there. But we saw some light early in this game for the Bears, but now it looks like the Pirates have found their form and are taking advantage of it.
This is exactly the way the Pirates wanted to start this series. As Cray, maybe another opportunity, trying to go underneath Jackson there. Can't quite find the fake, but now Fearless is going to play it down into the Pirates' territory. 35 seconds left to go. The Bears struggling to find the offense. They've only been able to muster the 4 shots in the game so far. Smitty towards the net, good save by Jackson. 10 total shots right now for the Pirates. It should be a Pirates victory, and it most certainly will be with that clear. So at least 5-2, and a solid way to start the series. You were down early, were the Pirates, but they didn't panic. They just played their game, and they were able to walk away with this one. The Bears will get one for the road, but it won't take away from the Pirates' victory.
It's unfortunate the Bears were not able to claim this game, but that last goal is really important. It really helps set the momentum for the next game and says, hey, we lost the first game, but we can take goals off of the Pirates, and we'll have a chance going into game 2 to turn this series around.
This one should fall, and it will be a 5-3 victory in game 1 here for the Pirates. And again, very well played to them. But for the Bears, you don't want to harp on it, but again, it was an 0-5 start to the season. You want to try to improve that. Tough game 1 here against the Pirates, but they were in it for the most part. Just looked like they really struggled getting out of their own zone. And a couple of times we saw some good transition plays, but maybe just a bit too panicky in that transition, trying to get shots on goal.
Absolutely. I do want to point out a little bit of a statistic anomaly here in the way Rocket League keeps score. We've got 10 shots out of the Pirates and 6 saves out of the Bears, which leaves 1 goal unaccounted for, which I just found a little funny. But no, you're right. The Bears just maybe a little panicky on the transition, maybe not able to settle down and find a good offensive presence. With the Pirates just outplaying them and being able to turn quicker and take advantage of those shooting opportunities a little better.
And I mean, that's a key, of course, to even or especially here in twos, that you need to make sure that the opportunities that you get are good shots on goal, challenging shots on the defenders, especially because typically if you're getting good looks, that means you've already beaten that first defender. The only player left is the second man who's trying to make that save. Even if he reaches the ball, even if he gets a touch on it, you can get the defenders into tough spots, awkward spots, and you can score on rebounds. And we didn't really see that from the Bears. Granted, a lot of the Pirates' game seemed to revolve around the midfield line, and they were keeping possession, which is kind of frustrating offense regardless. But even when we saw them on the offensive side of the ball, I would really like to see the Bears maybe switching things up a little bit. I'm always going to be a proponent for a little bit more aggression to open things up on the offensive side, but something needs to change here for the Bears, I think, heading into game 2.
Absolutely. And we saw it in the last series as well, where the Dodgers just didn't get good looks at the net. They had those offensive opportunities, but like you said, couldn't put challenging shots. And now we're seeing it with the Bears as well, especially at this higher level of Champ League. If you're not going to put challenging shots on net, it's going to be really easy for this high-performance Pirates team to be able to knock those away and turn it around into their own scoring opportunities.
Well, it looks like the players, maybe a bit of an issue there. No, they're going to go ahead and join up. Thought maybe we might have a little bit of a delay, but here we go. Game number 2 now underway, Bears and Pirates. Bears started game 1 well. Would love to replicate that start. Pirates, all the momentum in the world now as Smitty nearly found an angle. And back to the midfield line. Cray's going to rotate forward, not in time, and the Bears will find the first of the game again.
We just mentioned those challenging shots as Jackson threads the needle into the far side of the net, keeping it away from both Cray and Cray and Smitty Cena.
That's what he needed to do there. I mean, you saw Cray in the corner there. Know that you have that far side open. Got to get a shot somewhere along there. Even if he makes the save, you pull the defender out of position. As Jackson again fires, was looking for that far post. Couldn't quite hit it that time. And you're right. No, you're absolutely right. Challenging shots, and it works out for the Bears.
You also mentioned aggression, and that's another thing we're seeing out of the Bears early in game 2. As they are moving fast, they're getting to the ball quickly, they're getting bumps and demos, and that's exactly what they need to upset this Pirates defense.
Here's Smitty off the post. The pass was perfect. Just brings the ironwork there. As now here comes Fearless. One-on-one with Smitty. Shot towards that one's going to be a bit wide over the head. But again, Fearless out towards Jackson. He'll turn on this one. He's got Cray and goal to beat. Over his head by Cena, but he can't put it home. Nearly a highlight reel play there from Jackson. Still, Fearless keeps the pace going. And a much improved Bears offense here. They got to make a play on defense, though, but that one will be a bit too far. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of this Bears offense. They just need to control things a little bit more on defense. Gave away a couple of good looks.
This is everything we asked for out of the Bears, the speed, the aggression, and then keeping that ball down in the offensive end. They spent almost that entire first minute on offense, and that's exactly what we wanted to see out of the Bears to take this away, as the Pirates try to turn it around and just can't find much to do on offense.
3:10 here left to go. Game number 2, the Bears really wanting another one, and they'll find it. Jackson over the defender, looked like a casual flick, but it works out. Catches the defense napping here.
This is unfortunate on the side of the Pirates. It's a nice flick. It's accurate from midfield, but there wasn't a lot of power there. Smitty Cena just a little bit of a feels flip almost, it looked like, on the backside. At this Champ League level, you're not going to win games doing that.
It can be the difference between winning or losing sometimes. The mechanical errors. Rocket League is a very difficult game. I think just about everybody watching this can attest, as Smitty will redeem himself a little bit there. Finds the pass from Cray. Makes it a 2-1 game just before the half.
And that is exactly what you were talking about earlier. Just hunted over here, a little premonition, drawing the defense out of the net. It's not always on offense about just blindly putting shots towards net, but if you can move the ball in a way that pulls the defense away from defending, as that last one did, drawing both defenders into the corner, then it's going to make it very easy to score goals.
And now the Pirates with that cut the lead down to 1. Halftime comes and goes. Bears look to tie the series up if they can maintain this lead. Here comes Cray off the sidewall, has Smitty there in mid. Opts to take a quick shot, almost caught Jackson, but he is able to get up for it. Still Cray, back wall. Fearless should have no problem. Bit of a giveaway, can't really be doing that too often though. Jackson going to turn on this quickly, might catch the defense. Is that on? Yes, it is. Cray can't get there in time, and the Bears will regain that 2-goal lead.
Wow, we are seeing quite the carry out of Jackson here. Just looking at the scoreboard, Fearless making good midfield plays and doing what he can, but Jackson, 3 goals on 4 shots and a save, just walking away with this game almost by themselves.
I mean, a hat trick early on in game 2. Love to see it, but Cray going to answer with a goal there. Fast break. And the Pirates going to cut the lead back down to 1. Got to be careful now if you're the Bears. Don't want to overcommit to these plays like that one.
Absolutely. We've seen good things out of the Bears in this game, but there is a lot of time left, 1:54, and that 1-goal lead just isn't enough with the way this Pirates team is playing.
2-3 Pirates trying to come back here in this one. They were able to battle from behind in game 1 and take that one. Bit tougher of a task now. Fearless going to race after this one in the corner. Opts for the boost. Back pass to Jackson. Now trying to beat Smitty. Oh, the pass was there. If he could get it over him, just couldn't quite do it. Solid challenge from Smitty. Fearless, good touch. We'll keep it in the corner. 80 seconds left on the clock here as Cray back towards Smitty. Got to be careful. Jackson was challenging. Fearless last back. Here comes Smitty looking for the pass, but Fearless cuts that one off. And he's been there when they've needed him, has Fearless. He's been relatively quiet as Jackson not going to be able to turn on that one. Fearless again will have to go up and make the play. And the defensive work here from Fearless really trying to close this game out for the Bears.
Oof. Unfortunate. As we're sitting here getting ready I was getting ready to send some compliments the Bears' way as well. Smitty Cena just tucks this one down in the corner. That's so difficult. Fearless left in just an unfortunate spot by that quick rotation and can't get over the corner fast enough.
He was on the goal line. You could see him turn in that replay. Just couldn't quite get there in time, though. This is a good challenge. It's going to be dangerous out in front. Scrambling are the Pirates. They'll get it by Cray. An opportunity. Hesitates. Shoots. Scores. Ooh. Beauty from Cray, and that'll put the Pirates up by 1.
As long as, just a quick reminder, if you see something you like, go ahead and clip it and submit it for Play of the Week. They're ripping it down on top of the defender and then dunking it over into the corner. Wow.
4-3, 37 left to go. Cray and company again coming from behind in this game. Now looking to close this one out, take a 2-0 series lead. That's a double commit, but they do make the save. Jackson wanted to keep the pressure going. He didn't get a piece of the ball, though. And in the final 20 seconds, nearly a giveaway. This is going to force Cray 2K back to his own zone. Wasting time now. 13 to go. Bounces out in front. Fearless shoots and scores. The Bears make it work. It's 4-4.
I have to chastise myself a little bit. Here I was sitting thinking about, okay, this is probably going to be Pirates game. Let me think about what I want to talk about in the intermission, and it's right there exactly what I wanted to say. If the Bears are going to win against the Pirates, they need to start coming together as a combination, not just Jackson looking for solo plays, get those passes to each other, and then right there, Jackson from the corner out to Fearless to tie this up.
Now, potentially overtime if this one hits the turf, and it will. So OT here, game 2, an important one for the Bears. They've had the lead for the majority of the game. did have to tie things up to send us into OT. Can they finish this one off, make it a 1-all series? Here comes Crate 2K, nearly the double touch. This is going to put Smitty in a tough spot. Jackson hustles, can't get there to beat the defender. Now Cray up in the air, challenged by Fearless, still battling at the midfield line. It'll be pushed into the Pirate zone. Fearless going to push hard on this ball. Solid 50. Now Jackson trying to loop around. He'll play this off his own back wall. 30 seconds into overtime. Nobody able to crack the code yet, and this could very well be quite a long overtime. Nobody wanting to make that mistake. Jackson careful off the post. And my goodness, that one somehow played away. Jackson gets his savior medal for that. And now Fearless going to push this in. Can the Bears do it? Maybe an opportunity here. Still a chance. Will be played away. Cray should have this clear. It's now Jackson across the midfield. Fearless was waiting. Again, Jackson. Options out of the corner. Smitty. It's not great touches here from the Pirates. They're just trying to keep it out from the front of the goal. That's a giveaway. Fearless has to hustle again, and he'll get there in time. The shot was just a bit wide. This is a good pass down to Smitty. Flip shot towards. Can't quite get the power on it he needed. And still we continue to play on in overtime. Now Cray out in front. Smitty will score, and the Pirates will take a 2-0 series lead.
That is an unfortunate end to that game where the Bears played so well, but great pass over the top, keeping the ball away from the net just long enough to get away from the defenders. And then Smitty, nice job coming up and tucking it just up into that corner. So that was an awesome showing for the Pirates coming from behind to take that win. Bears, a lot of life though. I really like what I saw out of the Bears through that series.
Yeah, the Bears certainly. No, well, I mean, the Bears showed up here, and I mean, you look at the shot totals: 10 shots for Smitty there, Lars, and he had 3 goals, but the Pirates were just all over the Bears in the last half of the game. And speaking of that, let's take a look at that Cray 2K dunk that really gave the Pirates a ton of momentum towards the end of that game. It was a beautiful play, and you talk about play of the week. Look at this one here, Lars.
Yeah, that was such an awesome shot. Just brilliant positioning by Cray to make that happen. Wow. But now we're going into game 3. Bears looking down the barrel of losing another series. It's a tough spot to be in for the Bears. That last game, though, we saw a lot of things to be really excited about on the Bears' end. Fearless did an awesome job of getting upfield and getting in the Pirates' face, challenging early. The flip side of that is just playing a little too aggressively up. A couple of those goals came off the Fearless upfield just a little too much, and the Pirates able to just dunk it over top of them and send it home. So Fearless can sit a little bit closer to midfield, and they can get those pass plays going. It's going to look really good for the Bears. Pirates, just keep up the speed, keep up the pace of play, and you may be able to tuck another one away here.
Yeah, and that's one of those positions in twos that can be very difficult. You don't want to give up on offensive opportunities if they do so arise, but you don't want to get beaten. There's certainly ways to make that play as we're heading into game number 3 here. Get that live on your screen in just a moment. But now the Bears looking for another good start. Looking for another good start here as I think we have maybe some technical difficulties. Yeah, it looks like our broadcaster unfortunately disconnected from the lobby. We'll get this resolved. Sorry about that, folks. As it looks like we're gonna go ahead potentially restart this game. No score made here, so we're going to get game 3 underway, I promise, in just a moment. And I'm excited for this one, Lars, because, again, the Bears have had 2 good starts to games. Game number 1, a little bit rougher, I think. Not quite what they wanted, but game number 2, they played so very well through those first 2 minutes. They just need to close out these next couple of games.
And I don't want to discredit the last 3 minutes of that game either. They continued to play well. They just got beat on some mistakes, and it opened up the field for Pirates to be able to make the comeback and take game 2. So dangerous, unfortunate that they weren't able to get the win there. But There's a lot to be excited about, like I said. Speaking of being excited, if you just stumbled across us here and you're not a member of the community, head on over to mlesports.gg/apply. Fill an application, and one of our admission staff will be more than happy to set you on your way towards getting on one of these teams. It's a great, fun, competitive community. I know I've had a lot of fun. You tend to get much better very fast once you join. Also on the MLE Sports website, mlesports.gg, we've got a merch store, stats, articles, power rankings, all the kind of stuff you would love to see out of a competitive league. So head on over, apply, get in the community. We would love to have you. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see yourself on the pitch here in these broadcasts, certainly do head over there and apply. And even just to be a part of the community is always a great time. A lot of awesome people in that Discord, and it always seems to be growing. The community is certainly one of the best here in the Rocket League scene. So please do as Lars said, head on over there. But we've got game number 3 now, Lars, underway. The Bears need this one to stay alive in the series.
It's a lot of pressure on the Bears, but I've got hope. We can see them turn this around. It would be awesome to see a reverse sweep here. Speaking of sweeps, for anyone that wasn't aware, MLE Sports GG2, all sweeps 0-5, but Fearless scoring first off of that kind of almost a pass out of the Pirates.
And that'll be the 3rd time in 3 games that the Bears have scored first. It hasn't worked out for them in the past 2. Not normally the stat you see. Typically, it's the team who scores first who will win these games. But right now, the Bears just trying to right the ship a little bit in that department. We'll see if they can do so.
Right the ship as the Pirates take it over.
I was hoping you would catch that. I really was. I'm very glad that you did. Here we go. We've got 40 seconds into game 1 of the Bears. The Bears going to have this 1-goal lead, and this is where they struggled a little bit trying to, they get that 1-goal lead, but you need to compound it with a couple more goals, and the Bears just unable to do that in the last couple games, opened the way for the Pirates a little bit.
Exactly. When it was 3-2 in the Bears' favor in that last game, I said they can't rest on their laurels. They need to get more of a margin over this Pirates team, and we saw what happened there. So if they can keep up this offensive pressure, we're a minute in. They've done a great job keeping up the attack. Jackson off the crossbar and then doubles it back in. Wow, what a shot.
My goodness, Jackson had no second thoughts about this. He hit that so hard off the bar, and fortunate that it bounces into his car, but he will take that one. Beautiful goal from Jackson, and those are the types of plays that you like to see. He was confident with that shot, just dove straight on in, but now Smitty back the other way, off the bar. He doesn't get the same fortune Jackson does, and now Jackson might have another bar and out. Rebound, Fearless misses it wide as well. And the Bears can't capitalize. It should be a 3-0 game.
They've done a good job, though, of getting back and not allowing that to turn into a scoring opportunity for the Pirates, and they come back and put yet another shot on net. This has been the Bears show through Game 3. I am excited to see what they do with this.
Back wall, Jackson fires, barred down again, and they can't put it home. Rebound blocked away by Smitty. And Jackson just going to maintain control, smart play. He's got to be sure he doesn't give this one away. Craig going to challenge. Smitty last back. Jackson will play it away from him. 2 minutes gone, 2-0 lead. Fearless tries to make it 3 off the post. My goodness. The Bears, they're up by 2 in the post, say no more for you. Can they do it? Finally, one's going to fall in. And the Bears take a 3-0 lead.
We are not even halfway through this game, and the Bears, it's been an onslaught. 10 shots on net in less than 2.5 minutes. 8 of those came in less than 2 minutes. This has just been a Bear attack. Let's just hope the Pirates don't see a Bear mauling by the end of this.
Now you say 10 shots so far in this game, but it's felt like 12 or 13 have hit the post from the Bears. As Jackson, does he hit the post again? He does! It's off the post again! The rebound will be put home, thank goodness, by Fearless. And it's a 4-0 game now, 2:20 to go.
Just the consistent attack has shattered this Pirates defense. Pirates need to figure something out and shift this momentum. I think first, just get out of your own end. They've been on defense the whole game. Start by getting out of your own end, get a goal, and just shut down this Bears momentum, because if you don't, the Bears are going to run away with the rest of this series.
It has been a dominant performance in Game 3. 4 goals in the first 3 minutes, and it doesn't look like the Bears are slowing down. And a reminder, really, to those watching, the Bears are still looking for their first game win of the season here, Lars. And this great way to set yourself up for your first win, 4-0 with 1:45 to go.
Again, though, I want to caution, don't rest on your laurels. You're doing well, but there is a lot of game left, and this Pirates offense has shown that they can put up the goals.
Got to finish the game out. It's not over until the ball touches the ground with no time remaining. 90 seconds left. Cray able to make that stop. He'll turn on this one. Good challenge there by Smitty. Cray 2K again, going to rotate forward. Giveaway at the midfield line, weakly towards the net. Oh, Fearless got to be careful here. Does get that one by Smitty. They will pinch it away. So the Bears post call on the defensive side. They keep it 4-0 though. With the final 60 seconds beginning to tick now. This does look very good for the Bears. They just need to hold on a little bit longer.
Bears have done an awesome job setting the pace of this game. I think that's part of what broke down the Pirates, is the Bears just came out so fast. It's so hard to, recover from that. It's like whiplash into the Pirates. But now here, they're finally getting an offensive opportunity. It's just too late in the game. I think with the speed and aggression we're seeing out of the Pirates, this is the first win we're going to see for the Bears this season.
Yeah, but they can just maintain this 4-goal lead. 25 seconds left to go. Fearless bumped out of the way there by Cray. Good play from Jackson. Still, the Pirates push for this 1 goal. I would love to break the 4-0 deadlock here as Fearless. They'll push it forward. 7 seconds left. And the Bears most certainly taking their first win of the series. Of the season and of the series. It will be, at the very least, 5-0 here. 2 seconds left to go. But what a well-played game from the Bears. What a turnaround. Exactly what we wanted to see. And now it's up to them to carry this momentum into Game 4.
If you are going to have a reverse sweep, this has been a convincing argument as to why it should be you. The Bears, what a game. Just an absolute attack on the Pirates' net. They just 15 shots on net. And it feels like you said, 20 of them hit the post and came back out. But just being able to consistently put the ball down towards the net is going to make the Pirates scramble on defense. They're going to be low on boots. They're going to be panicked. And sooner or later, it's going to break down and end up in Bears goals, which, as we saw here, it did. And the flip side of that, too, best defense is a good offense. And having that huge onslaught means the Pirates just never even really got a chance to try to score on their own.
And they did what we talked about that they struggled with in the first 2 games. They compounded on early leads, because that first goal, it's very important. We talk about it all the time across all levels of Rocket League. Scoring first gives you space and time, right? It gives you a feeling of confidence, right? You're in the lead, you can start going for more, you know you've got something to fall back on. But at the same time, you've got to make sure you turn that into even more goals, and the Bears weren't doing that in the first couple of games. They did that here in Game 3, and now they need to do it in Game 4.
The other thing they did very well in that game is even out kind of the scoreline a bit. The last game was the Jackson show on offense for the Bears, but this game, Jackson and Fearless coming together really well, working together as a team, and both putting up good offensive pressure, and not just one hanging up near the net and the other one playing back.
Well, game number 4 on the horizon now. The Bears trying to force us into a decisive Game 5. We're going to broadcast Game 5 regardless, in case you are new to the MLE. All of these series go to 5 games, so don't go away after this one. Regardless of what happens, we'll play the 5th, as they all matter for playoff seeding a little bit later on. What a shot from Cray 2K. Snipes the far post, and that's the Pirates out in the lead.
That's such a tough shot to block when it just sneaks down into that far corner and rolls back up and in. from back post, or I guess it was near post on that one. Jackson can't get across fast enough. And if you're coming from the other direction, it's hard not to just touch it in yourself.
You know, I know that it's not the flashiest play. It probably won't get any votes for play of the week, but that's a quality shot from Cray. Knew the defender was jumping, had to go underneath of him, saw the other defender near post, as you mentioned, and he put it in the most perfect spot. I mean, that is a extreme quality shot. I just want to make sure that that it gets credit, because nobody's going to vote for play of the week. But either way, it is 1-0 here for the Pirates, and now they take the first goal of the series here. What can the Pirates do with this lead?
I've seen the Bears back off a little bit, and I think that's the wrong strategy. They were successful in the last game because they brought so much speed and pressure. But here they're playing a little more passive and maybe a little shook by not scoring first, and I would love to see them tune up that speed and that aggression and be able to turn this back into what they had in the last series.
They've got some offensive aggression going here. Jackson ends up getting demoed. It'll be a while until he can get back. Fearless just trying to buy some time. Oh no, double commit, gotta be careful. Neither of them touch the ball. This could be dangerous. Smitty, a wide open goal. Does that have what it takes? No, it's just wide. And the Bears luckily walk away, only down by 1 after that play. So Smitty keeps the pressure on over the head of everyone, and he'll score. 2-0 now for the Pirates.
Smitty, just like Cray, tucking all the way in the corner. This one over the top, however, and Fearless just not able to get up to it in time.
Yeah, tough positioning there. I don't think Fearless was expecting the pop. Just not in good enough position to make the play, and it will be a 2-0 game for the Pirates, looking to secure this series. It's pretty similar to the last series that we saw. Granted, the games have been wildly different. But the way that the series has developed with, a couple of blowout games, the Bears not looking great in 2 of them. They looked fantastic in the last one. Kind of reminds me of how the Dodgers were in that last series, and unfortunately, the Dodgers dropping that one. I think the Bears would like to change their fate here, but this 2-goal lead, it feels like more than that with how the Pirates have been playing.
Absolutely. It's just the difference here between the Dodgers and the Bears is the Dodgers picked up 2 wins by 1 goal, just barely. Whereas the Bears were dominant through that last game. If they can repeat some of that success, they can potentially win this series, as that ball is going to go long. Great challenge out of Jackson to put that back on the net and bring this within 1 goal.
That's the first of 2 needed by the Bears to tie things up. We'll see if that brings them the momentum they were looking for. 2-1, 2:25 left to go, just beyond the half. This is going to be Fearless. Hanging into the corner. The aggression starts here. Out of the corner, out towards Jackson. He's going to turn, tries to fake Smitty off the ball, but he sticks with it. Solid play from Smitty at the midfield line. Going to force Jackson into his own corner. Now down, he got the flip reset. Couldn't do anything with it, though. It will be Smitty. Back wall shot on. Score. Near post beats Fearless there. 3-1.
That's an unfortunate turn from Fearless. It started to sneak up, seeing that ball going forward, and Smitty getting that nice tuck into the corner, seeing Fearless working his way to back post, and just, you're not going to be able to kill that momentum away, and if you can tuck the ball in behind the defender, they don't stand a chance of getting back to it.
That'll make it a 2-goal game with 2 minutes left to go. The Bears, series life on the line here. A couple of big plays from the Pirates have really turned this game around, as Jackson is unable to make the play. Fearless be able to get by Cray. Now out of the corner. He's got Smitty with him. Flick up high. Smitty is there. The touch off the crossbar. Oh, Jackson can't get it, but Fearless will push it on. Bears again walk away, only down by 2. 90 seconds left to go. The offense needs to start right now. It looks like Fearless is going to push forward. I like the idea, but he can't beat Cray. Because again, the aggression has been lackluster from the Bears in Game 4.
If they can turn on here in these last 70 seconds, then they have a chance. I just want to remind, this feels like the Pirates kind of have this in the bag, but last week we saw the Wolves and the Sabres, with the Wolves fighting to stay alive just like the Bears are here. kept the ball up with 0 seconds for 18 full seconds on a 0-second clock to force overtime and then win game 4 and go on to win game 5. So this is not over until it's over. The Bears still have a chance. They just need to figure out how to recapture the magic of the last game.
It certainly seems like the Pirates have turned up skill level here in this game. They have played so very well in this game, number 4, wanting to close this series out. 25 to go. Smitty might try to turn on this one. He's just going to force it into the sidewall. Get it by Fearless. One-on-one with Jackson. Great save. The ball is going to sit on the line, and it will be cleared away, but time continues to tick. 12 seconds left. Now Jackson has to hustle out of his own zone. 6 seconds bumped off the ball. What a play from Cray 2K, and that will finish it off. The Pirates take the series victory. They'll stay undefeated, going to 3-0, and now look to finish off the Bears in a 4-1 fashion in Game 5 if they can.
That's just so unfortunate for the Bears. We saw exactly what they needed. We saw exactly what they needed in Game 3 on how they could have turned this into a reverse sweep. But then in Game 4, they just backed off. They turned it down. They said, hey, we're not playing anymore. And it's unfortunate to see that because they did so well. But then they gave the Pirates so much space and so much time to play the game they wanted to play. If they want to try to take another one off the Pirates and make this a 3-2 series, they're going to have to turn up that intensity again, get up in the Pirates' face, get some bumps, get some demos, and just play with incredible speed and intensity.
And it's interesting that you talk about the demos because as far as I was aware, this Pirates team, their identity in the first week has been the demo play. We haven't seen that from the Pirates. Granted, they haven't needed it, obviously. They just won the series. But a little bit of a change of style. Maybe the Bears were coming in thinking that the demos were going to be on the table and just kind of surprised with the ball control here from the Pirates.
We did see it a little bit, though. Pirates did have a couple of key demos, both on the offensive and defensive end, to shut down or give themselves opportunities as necessary. I would like to see a little more out of the Bears. If they can break up some of that Pirates defensive rotation, then it may open up the net a little better for them to try to take Game 5 here.
Well, Game 5 just about ready to start. Our last game of the evening, so make sure that you buckle up for this one. The Bears wanting to salvage what they can of the series. The Pirates looking to push their record even better after this, their third series victory of this young MLE season. And I mean, you talk about a way to start your season here, Lars. I think 3-0 in the first 2 weeks is the dream as Cray over the top. First goal on the board for the Pirates.
Pirates opening up the second game in a row with that first goal, and it's looking good for them going into Game 5 with a 19-second goal. But you're saying a 3-0, but they're 3-2 in the first 2 series. So it's an awesome start, don't get me wrong. They're going to need, if they want to dominate this league, to widen out those margins a little bit. 3-2s will get you there as Warrior. Cray 2K, just a beautiful showing of car control to put that one home on the double.
That's 2 fantastic goals in the first 25 seconds here from Cray 2K. He had a fantastic finish in the last game. He's picked up right where he's left off now. 2-0 Game 5, and the Bears looking a little bit defeated here on the pitch, but they need to try to turn things up, take this game, as their season unfortunately going to start 0-2. Jackson to Fearless, but it bounces a bit too high. They can't come together. A little bit of miscommunication there, as now Cray trying to go over Jackson, can't do it. First minute gone now. We stay 2-0 as this is dangerous. The demo is there, but Cray is there as well, and he will pick up the hat trick. An early one for him, and the goals continue to come for the Pirates.
Just over a minute into the game, and Cray already 3 goals. And what we saw there opened up was the Pirates doing a good job rotating through the Bears defense. We saw it a couple of times. They come in quick. They take their shot from the kind of the corner area. Doesn't happen. Rotate quickly through the defense. Don't hang around too long. Look for a bump or a demo to open up the goal, and then back out front to take a shot.
There's another Smitty. Gonna go top shelf, and things really starting to fall apart for the Bears. The wheels falling off now, unfortunately, and it looks like this fifth game gonna go the way of the Pirates. There's still plenty of time for the Bears to try to score 4 goals, but just with the way the Pirates have been playing, it doesn't feel like a 4-goal lead. It almost feels like an infinite lead here for the Pirates. They can do no wrong.
It's not just the way the Pirates are playing either. It's the Bears. They lost that speed and aggression, and it's just showing. And now, as they had playing a little dejected, a little downbeat, and it's just giving more room for the Pirates. If they want to stop this, they're going to have to play faster and out-aggress Pirates. But I know that's a lot to ask, given their reputation.
Certainly a big-ass 4 goals in 3 minutes. Can be done. Not often done. The Bears have it in them, but so far it has been Prey 2K show of game number 5. He's got 3 goals on 3 shots, not to mention the assist just a little while ago. I get caught out here. Does end up getting back. He'll add another save to his name. That's his second of the game, and yeah, really all that's left now is for the time to expire. 2.5 minutes left to go, and unless the Bears can find the second wind here. That's a good play from Fearless. Jackson won't get there in time, just off the crossbar, and it'll be played away. And that one really needed to fall, in my opinion, for the Bears to have any kind of momentum back in this game.
It's still doable, about a goal every 30 seconds to force the overtime, and they're showing a little bit better on the Bears side, but I think it's still not enough. They're going to have to really up their gameplay here as the Pirates continue to be fast and aggressive. We saw Jackson earlier getting bullied hard by both Pirates players as they come up with another opportunity.
Keeping it in at the midfield line is Smitty. And back down, now Jackson. Good challenge by Smitty, and it will, again, clear all the way back down into the Bears zone. That's a light one on goal, nearly caught Fearless off guard. Craig will follow it up. He'll pick up his 4th of the game. And that most certainly will put this one out of reach. 5-0 with 1:32 left to go.
If we see a comeback at this point, it would be miraculous, and I just don't know what to say. Bears had a great showing in Game 3, but that's it. That's the only point we saw life. In Game 1 and 2, they just had nothing going for them. Game 3 was awesome, and it was everything they needed to not just win this game, but I'd say win every game. They could be undefeated. But then it just fell apart. They backed off. They gave space. They slowed down, and nothing worked anymore.
It's a good sign, though, if you are a part of the Bears organization or just a Bears fan. Good sign of things ahead for them. It's going to be a 6-0 game now for the Pirates. You know that the Bears team has that potential. They just need to unlock it, really, heading into the next couple of weeks. But the Pirates going to move, as we mentioned, to 3-0 now. They should improve their record, I believe, to 10-5 with that 3-0 victory. As Fearless will strike back, he'll break the shutout off the kickoff, so Bears back on the board. And now, all that it really comes down to here, Lars, is just stats for the individual players.
Absolutely. This is, at this point, Cray 2K clearly looking to just pad stats with those shots, and Smitty more than happy to let him do it. Bears, I don't know, try to get a little momentum. Maybe take this time to practice that speed and aggression that you had in Game 3 and hopefully carry it into your next series, because it's all you're going to get. But they've got their first win of the season. They're not going into Week 3 winless, and that is going to be the big takeaway for the Bears.
They'll move to 0-2 on the season as far as series go. Good shot there, making a 4-goal game now with 31 to go. But they'll move to 0-2 on the season, 1-9. So again, not the greatest start for this Bears team, but it is still early. They still haven't played their doubleheader week yet either. So we've seen teams have bad starts in the past that have turned into solid playoff teams, Lars.
Absolutely. And just like I said, we've seen what the Bears need to be a not just good, but dominant team in this league. They just can't do it consistently, as Fearless gets another goal here for his own hat trick. It's just too little too late. And it's unfortunate because we're seeing what we needed about 4 minutes ago out of the Bears.
It's 3 goals back to back here for the Bears. It'll make it a 6-3 game now with 12 to go. Just not enough time to really give the Pirates something to think about. As you mentioned, Fearless with his hat trick. Cray 2K, 5 goals in this game, 5, and it will be the Pirates to take this series 4-1. They'll get even more, Fearless with a 4th here, but yeah, a 4-1 series victory, you got to be feeling good if you're the Pirates franchise right now.
It's your first 4-1 of the season, but it's your 3rd series win of the season, and that is just such an awesome start. I was saying earlier, those 3-2s are great and all, and that is going to be enough to carry you to playoffs. But for a good seed, you're probably going to have to start extending some of those wins out, and they did just that here with that 4-1 win. Congratulations to the Pirates on just an awesome showing. And Bears, well played, especially at Game 3. Just got to keep it up and do it a little longer.
And that's one of the things that I want people to take away from this as well, is that the Bears did look like a very solid team for flashes during that series. It just looks like they fell victim to the Pirates, who have been playing so very well to start this season. But Lars, I mean, that's going to conclude our night tonight. There's going to be more Rocket League tomorrow, of course. Sunday starting same time as today, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm glad to be here, glad to be doing this with you, and can't wait for next week.
Absolutely. Thank you for casting with me. Hunted, I have been Lars Newton. Thank you, everyone who came out and watched us. This has been a proud presentation of the MLE Network presented by APM.
All right. Off to that quick leap.
But we're getting through that feeling each other out period. That is a little bit of back and forth. Both teams showing a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. But Bears, Cray 2K, good control. This is what happens when you give players space. Fearless just giving way too much time for Cray 2K, allowing him to set up the shot he wants.
But it won't take away from the Pirates' victory.
It's unfortunate that Bears were not able to claim this game, but that last goal is really important. It really helps set the momentum.
The game again.
We just mentioned those challenging shots as Jackson threads the needle into the far side of the net, keeping it away from both Cray and
Redeem himself a little bit there. Finds the pass from Cray. Makes it a 2-1 game just before the half.
And that is exactly what you were talking about earlier. Just Hunted over here. We're sitting here getting ready I was getting ready to send some compliments the Bears' way as well. Smitty Cena just tucks this one down in the corner. That's so difficult. Fearless left in a...
It's going to be dangerous out in front. Scrambling are the Pirates. They'll get it by Cray. An opportunity. Hesitates. Shoots. Scores. Beauty from being able to crack the code yet. And this could very well be quite a long overtime. Nobody wanted to make that mistake. Jackson, careful!
Wow.
Off the post. And my goodness.
And then doubles it back in. Wow, what a shot.
My goodness, Jackson had no second thoughts about this. He hit that so hard off the bar in Fortunate's
game. If they can repeat some of that success, they can potentially win this series, as that ball is going to go long. Great challenge out of Jackson to put that back on the net.
An early one for him, and the goals continue to come for the Pirates.
Just over a minute into the game, and Cray already 3 goals. And what we saw there...
And that most certainly will put this one out of reach. 5-0 with 1:32 left to go.
If we see a comeback at this point...
Now, they should improve their record, I believe, to 10-5 with that 3-0 victory. As Fearless will strike back, he'll break the shutout off the kickoffs.